Wow, that's all I can say. First and foremost, I woke up this morning, getting ready for work, just going on my phone how people normally do in the mornings as they're getting ready. And I see everybody talking about the new ban list. And so we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it this morning. Won't take up too much of your guys' time, but I just wanted to give you guys my honest opinion. I know a bunch of content creators are going to be putting out their opinion on this as well. But let's go ahead and read this. So, thank you for playing the One Piece card game. On July 28th, we've added 3 cards to the restricted list as measured to mitigate through the high usage rate of red decks and later cards, Zoro, Law, and Edward Newgate. So, if you guys remember, there was Radical Beam, there was 4 cost Marco, as well as 9 cost Edward Newgate himself. Despite these restrictions, we have continued to see these decks play a prominent role in the metagame. I mean, are we surprised? In order to provide a more enjoyable user experience of the One Piece card game and promote deck and gameplay diversity, right? Oh, wait, hold on. Where you go? We will add the following cards to the banned restricted list starting on November 10th. That's next week. That's literally right before some more of the online regionals. So we could see we will see an entire meta shift before those kick off. As well as on top of that, we have the new starter decks coming out with Red, Purple, Luffy. So it'll be interesting to see how that's going to pan out. But these and other cards may be removed from the ban and restricted list in the future based on developments of the metagame and the release of new cards. We'll talk on that in a little bit. Banned cards. Nami. So Opio 1 Nami. We have Edward Newgate leader. So the first leader ban. That's crazy. That's so wild. We have our first leader ban. We have Curly Dedan. I remember when people would come into my streams and say, how was Curly Dedan not banned? How was Curly Dedan not banned? And it kind of became a meme. And little did I know that Curly Dedan would be banned. So I feel like such a fool right now because because it turned into a meme. But Curly Dedan is that broken, I guess. And then 5 cost Marco gets limited to 1. Now that is crazy. So they really wanted to kill off these decks. So they realized with Edward Newgate that they could hit the Whitebeard Pirate stuff all they want. The card is just broken in terms of how it's printed, and then people just play the Straw Hat engine. So that's also why Nami gets hit. Nami gets hit because Nami is abused in Zoro as well as Law, and those are the other 2 decks that are performing extremely well. What else gets abused in Zoro and Law? Curly Dedan. So they literally just these hits actually hit the decks. Remember when the first list came out and then Zoro was just all right, I'm still Bing chilling. This doesn't hit me. And then Law was yo, I'm still piss chilling. This does not hit me. Sure, I lose a Radical Beam, but deuces. I'm still topping events. You know what I mean? Yeah, these hurt. And then this, why does this need to be restricted? Really? I don't know. To me, in my opinion, 5 cost Marco did not need to be hit. I don't know anybody that was saying that this card was too oppressive, this card's not fun for the game, this card makes matchups unplayable, XYZ. Okay, if you want to say Whitebeard leader, obviously we've seen our friends over in the Asia region play with full powered Newgates, and other decks were still able to beat it, other decks were still able to top all of those things. But there's going to be those people that will still complain here and say that no, Edward Newgate was too strong. And he is a very strong card. I'm not denying it. I mean, the results speak for itself, but what I'm saying is there's people that will complain about Edward Newgate, right? Who the hell is complaining about 5 cost Marco? That's what I want to know. Huh? I'm so confused. I'm actually so confused why this gets hit. I don't agree with this at all. Honestly, this list overall, it's quite disappointing, and I'll tell you guys why. For me, obviously this list, I think like these cards are coming off the list in a month and a half, or whenever or when is the next set? Early December. Yeah, in about a month and a half. I could see this coming off the list. I could see this coming off the list. I mean, like, let's keep it real, guys. If you guys have been keeping up with the OP05 metagame, like, sure, Law can still be played. Zoro is very rarely played in OP05 because of the matchup that it has against Enel. But then also on top of that, and take a look at CrossAI's tweet. This is hilarious. If anyone else is moving to Singapore/Japan, let me know. Looking for roommates right now. That is freaking hilarious. Shout outs Cross. I know he's probably cheesed right now, man. He's probably cheesed because like think about it, man. The guy pops off with Law. And he popped off with Whitebeard. But if there's one thing about this, man, he's gonna adapt. Like I have no doubt in my mind, he's still gonna be able to pop off him. Whatever deck that he decides to go with, he's gonna be able to pop off. But it was just a funny tweet. I wanted to show that as well. But no, in all seriousness though, like I think that these are gonna come off because in OP05, like those decks that are so oppressive right now will rarely see play, guys. Like if anything, Law was the only one that was seeing play, and this image is also pretty funny. I'm gonna like this tweet too. This is also pretty jokes. Law, hey man, that's tough. That's tough for Law. Now, here's the thing, right? So all of this happens, in my opinion, everybody just plays Katakuri, right? Like, so you guys can let me know in the comment section below. Do you guys disagree? Like, why does everybody not just play Charlotte Katakuri? And with that being said, if this is the route we're going to go under or go down, right? If we're going to go down this path, right? Then is 10 cost Big Mom next? Are we just going to start hitting 10 cost Big Mom? Is that the next hit? And then like anytime that there's a top deck, like we're just going to put them on the ban list. Like, is Katakuri going to be the next on the ban list? Because we all know that now that Edward Newgate is gone, right? Zoro gets hit hard, right? We know that Law gets hurt super hard, right? By Nami and Adan. So now that those are gone, what's next? Charlotte Katakuri. What's going to keep Katakuri in check, right? Like, so that's what this meta is going to develop into. I think that we're going to see over the next couple weeks or so. Is people switching over to Charlotte Katakuri because it is a very strong deck and it continues to be a very strong deck in OP05. So that is a good investment for the future. So Charlotte Katakuri is the wave, 100%. I'm fully on board that train. But then now it's going to be, to solve the meta, what else can match up against Charlotte Katakuri? What's going to be the deck that can take down Charlotte Katakuri? What's going to be the deck that has a good matchup? In a way, this list kind of nerfs blue, which kind of makes me sad. Because that just means more yellow players, and I hate facing yellow as blue. So, yeah, that absolutely sucks. So in a way, blue kind of gets nerfed by this list as well. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see if some people can cook up some cool blue lists to go up against the Katakuris or whatever else the meta develops into. For me, as you guys know, I've been playing Queen. I'm still going to be playing Queen. I still think Queen is fine for the most part. Obviously, there's Katakuri. I honestly, I mean, if I want to sweat, I have everything for Katakuri right now, so I could just play that. But, the other thing I wanted to touch on as well is I do feel bad for the people that, like, picked up, like, the alt art Namis, you know. Obviously, I ordered 2 captain starter decks, and like people are disappointed because they're not able to play that. I'll be honest, keep it a buck with you guys. I'm gonna keep it so real. I actually had no plans of actually using that for set 4.5. I just want the cards to play in set 5, right, for Purple Luffy. That's why I bought those decks, to get those 7 cost kids. So honestly, I know some people were like, oh my god, like it's a waste of money now, we can't use it. Like, I can understand why people think it's a waste of money if they're planning on using it for OP04 or OP4.5. Yeah, for the people like me that were just buying it for like the kids and whatever staples that they need, right, like the laws and stuff like that for their Luffy decks, they're piss chilling, right? Like, I'm just like, okay, whatever, it's fine. Like, this list does not hit Purple Luffy at all, so we're chilling. But if I had to rank this list overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd have to say that this list is a 2, right? Like, I think that this is just stupid. I feel like it's so late. We have like, what, 4 weeks left? 5 weeks, if that, of this set. And then now is when they decide to do this. It just seems really dumb. Like now our meta is going to be even more different from the Asia region, which sucks. And it just like brings up the question like, why is it that like in Asia they can deal with all these full power decks and we have the exact same cards? It comes over here and then we can't. Like, is it just skill gap? Is it skill issue? Like, I don't know. Again, like, I'm not too pissed or salty because I don't even play these decks, right? Like, I just don't care. But for those that like max rare the deck, like I know a guy that like he's been playing LoL from OPO1, fully blinked out absolutely everything that he could, super pre-release stamp or pre-release stamp stuff, like whatever could be max rated, could be max rated, and like now his log got hit. You know what I mean? I guess in the end, hopefully we'll see some new decks, right, over the next month. If these stay on the list afterwards, I mean, like, it's not even going to matter because people aren't even going to be playing this in OPO5. So if these stay on the list, it's whatever. But I'm super curious to see what the metagame develops into towards the end of this month, heading into OPO5, and how much the Katakuri play rate is. Because I think that once Bandai English version sees what the hell this list is actually doing and how they're managing it does and why it's so like and how poorly it's done, I think they're gonna realize like, oh shit, we messed up. Because like I would not be surprised if like 65 to 70% of the top decks over the next couple of weeks are Katakuri. Like, I mean, right now it's a race against the clock. Find something that can really hard stomp Katakuri or just play Katakuri. And I think just playing Katakuri is a play because it's just such a good deck, right? It's like saying find something that hard stomps Whitebeard and just play that, but like Whitebeard still pops off. You guys see what I'm saying? So let me know in the comment section. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? That's my opinion. I'm really curious what you guys think. I think that this ban list is very, very, very bad. Like, why are we getting it now? Like, if anything, it should have been at the start of the set. And it would have created a whole new fresh meta. And people would still be pissed, whatever. But, like, at least we would have, like, a whole meta of this, right? And see how that develops. And then now, the English version and the Japanese version are actually completely separate in that sense, right? I would have, like, if this exact same list came earlier, I would have been fine with it. But the fact that it's come now, especially with OPO 5 just around the corner, it's like, bruh. I don't know. That's just my take. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm out. Peace.